All right, so just got done with my meeting with my lawyer. It was very interesting to say the least. So the way things kind of work here in Colombia, nobody trusts nobody. So when I told my family what I was doing and what I was about to buy, they didn't trust the guy that was selling it to me. They didn't even know him. Within 10 seconds of me telling them my idea, they were telling me I was gonna get robbed, stilled, and killed, and kidnapped, which could definitely happen. But I trusted the guy. I talked to him for about 2 weeks before we met in person. Seemed like a pretty nice guy. So my family meets him. They decide they like him. They decide they like the deal. But of course I gotta go through the legal process. So when I meet my lawyer and I show him all the documents that the guy gave me, the seller, he doesn't trust the seller in the beginning, but then I don't trust necessarily the lawyer. So we're kind of all just a bunch of guys that don't trust each other until, one of us decides that the other one's cool. We're kind of in this weird, freaking devil's three-way of guys in a real estate deal, or in this Colombian Mexican standoff, waiting for the other person to blink. So basically, my lawyer doesn't trust the seller. I don't trust my lawyer. Why would anybody trust the lawyer? But at the end of the whole thing, we all talked on the phone, and I think we got a deal going. So there's a small issue with the paperwork, a little detail that could be a big detail. So my lawyer's gonna go find that out. But once that gets resolved, he's gonna either tell me no or he's gonna tell me yes. So to be continued, but so far it is good. That's kind of the chances you take when you're buying land in a foreign country. You could get robbed. I mean, I could get robbed the same in America if I didn't do business the right way. But here, they're notorious for selling land that isn't yours, or selling land that belongs to somebody else. Another thing people can do is if you leave your land and somebody decides to stay there for 10 years, they can actually end up owning your property. So there's a lot of details. But I didn't come here for safe. I didn't come here for convenient. I knew this was gonna be hard. I knew it was gonna be a little dangerous. That's kind of the fun of it. I mean, looking around, it's a beautiful country, but it's not convenient. It's not comfortable. Things move slower here than they do in other places. So you can't just expect things to happen on my time or the time that I'm accustomed to. I mean, just holding this phone out like this, talking, is not recommended. These guys in the motorcycles that pass could easily stop, take this out of my hand, and then take off. But again, it's part of the adventure, it's part of the fun. I'm actually in a really nice neighborhood right now, so I feel like I'm halfway safe. Where I was staying at earlier, I was actually thinking I was in the nice part of town. I actually was in the bad part of town, but I mean, the bad part of town has the best food usually, right? So had a good lunch today. I had fun. So now I'm just walking around. To be continued.